Hi. I started feeling sick uh, last Friday. It's a Sunday. So like Friday to Friday would have been 7 days. So this is the 9th day, and I am over it. I'm mentally over it. Physically, I'm almost there. I'm almost over it. We're so close. But yeah, it wasn't fun. It wasn't COVID, thank goodness. I got my results back on Wednesday morning that it was not COVID. And because it was, I don't know, on that day I was like, yay, I can go outside. It was the day before Thanksgiving, and you know, that's like the one day of the year you will not see me at a grocery store. I will not set foot in a grocery store on the Monday before the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Absolutely not. There's no reason. You should have prepared. And yeah, I want absolutely nothing to do with that. So that, like, even though it's not COVID, I still don't want to get anybody sick. Like, this is honestly a bitch. It just sucked. My throat hurt. I was coughing. I was hawking up shit. I was blowing out my nose every 2 seconds. My nose just felt very uncomfortable, and I had a headache. I was just sleeping. God, it fucking sucked. But I'm mostly over it. And yeah, but since it was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I didn't go anywhere. And so my Thanksgiving was pretty quiet. I just like stayed home. All I had, as far as groceries go, all I had was tofu that I grabbed just because, like, 3 weeks ago. And I was like, well, I guess I'm finally gonna take a crack at cooking tofu. And I can't cook tofu. It came out very mushy. Like, it tasted fine. It just did not. I was going for like a crispy cube kind of a thing, and it did not happen. Oh well. I'm alive. We're all good. And then yeah, I finally found a market basket that I like actively like. Not just not hate, but thoroughly enjoyed the experience. And I'm so happy, because it was a long time coming. Like, I cannot tell you how happy I am about this. Like, a good grocery store means everything to me. And this one was just like organized in the way that it should have been. I only saw old people. It was fantastic. There was like one set of kids that I saw, like 2 brothers, and they were just like, they were really funny. I don't know, like, they were hanging off of the cart, and I don't know what I think I was getting macaroni or some shit, I don't know. But this kid, like, no, I was looking at nuts. I never look at nuts. I don't know, the store was just like very well organized. Like, it got me to get a protein snack. But this kid, I don't know, he just, like, he had his mask on, he had his hood on, and it was like all fur, so I only saw his eyes, and he was just like just staring me dead in my eyes, and I was like, holy shit. It's just really funny. Yeah, that was a good experience. And and yeah, I mostly got groceries. What a time to be alive. So I've been mostly at home for the last like 10 days straight, and I have work tomorrow, and I don't want to go, but you know, it is what it is. And yeah, I don't know. It's been interesting. It's also been very cold. Not very cold, but cold. Like, there were snow flurries yesterday. The day before yesterday, on a Friday. I was so hoping this wouldn't happen until December, but alright then. And yeah, it was horrifying. And it turns out that, like, I was thinking about it, and I think it was on that night that, like, I had a really hard time sleeping. And when I get like this, when I'm home for too long, I start going to sleep, like, steadily later and later, and it's very annoying. But it was starting to happen. And on this night, I think I had, like, a San Pellegrino too close to bedtime. Like, I just had too much sugar, and I couldn't sleep. I don't think I fell asleep till, like, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. And even then, like, I woke up at like 7:30 and I couldn't fall back to sleep. I was like, that's weird, but all right, whatever. But that morning I was like, wait a minute, and I looked up my exact tires because I had an invoice from when I got the last two, and I already have all season tires. I'm totally fine. I was literally like, wait a minute, what's a not all season tire? Like, do they have not all season tires? Like, what would that even be? Anyway, I don't have to buy 4 new tires, which is, I'm just very, 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 very happy about that. Is it dark in here, or is that just my screen? It's kind of dark in here. I think it's because I'm wearing black. Yeah, so Friday and yesterday I was just getting groceries, and I've gotten so many that I don't need to go for another 3 weeks, and I'm very happy because it's cold and it's snowy and I want no part of being outside. Yeah, so today I was really going back and forth between going out yesterday and going out today. So I got home yesterday from going to, I went to Target and I went to Trader Joe's, and I went to Target so that I could get a snow wiper thing for my car, and I went to Trader Joe's for all the usuals. And when I got back home, I was like, I don't want to be home and inside. It was like 2 o'clock. I was like, I don't want to just be home for the day. Like, it's so early. I talked to my friend on the phone. I talked to like 3 of my friends on the phone yesterday, which is cool. But I was talking to her, and she was like, well, I gotta go because I gotta get ready for blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking it was like 8 o'clock or something like that. I looked at the clock, and it was fucking 5:15. I was like, fuck, there's still so much of today to go through. So I just kept going back and forth, like, basically my whole conundrum was like, do I see a movie today? We're still talking about like myself from yesterday. So do I see one today or do I see one tomorrow? And, you know, most of the problem came from not knowing what movie I wanted to see. So I didn't really, I don't know, I just wanted to do something. So I was like, why don't I go see a movie? So I was just like looking at what was out. And what's big right now is House of Gucci, which like I don't really care to watch. It doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't look good to me. It's just all about the cast. Like I don't like movies that do that when they're like, it's Lady Gaga, and it's like, yeah, she's incredible, but like, you know, like I'm just giving money to see Lady Gaga, not to see this story about Gucci. A story that I don't really know anything about, but like I saw the trailer and I just like wasn't into it. I don't know, I'll watch it one day, but I'd rather watch something else in theaters. So I was looking, and there was this other movie that I never got to see, oh fuck, what was it called? Last Night in Soho. I never got to see it and I really wanted to, and there was one showing, but it was like later at night, and I was like, ugh. And this theater is like, the one that was showing it was like half an hour away, and I was like, it was just gonna be so late by the time I got home. So then there was this other movie called Julia that I was like, oh, I don't know anything about this, and this actually seems really cool. Like, I want to start getting into documentaries. Just like, I don't know, I'm very into celebrities right now. They're all I can seem to, I don't know, get some kind of a focus on. Like, I've just been really into interviews lately, and like maybe I should, I don't know, take that and transcend to documentaries. So I saw this thing, and it seemed really cool. And I was gonna see it, and then I was like, ah, shit, I was supposed to leave 10 minutes ago. Whoops. And then I don't know, I ended up not doing that one. But then I saw that, and I was like, well, why don't I just look at tomorrow's, and Spencer was showing, today, so I bought my ticket last night, just like, there, that's my thing to do. So yeah, I saw a matinee today. It was Spencer, and the only reason I even heard of it was because that channel on YouTube, that like round table thing, I don't remember what it's called, but they have like directors or actors sit at a table and like They're all like collectively interviewed. Excuse me. That one with Kristen Stewart, Kirsten Dunst, Kate Hudson, Jessica, oh, what's her last name? It starts with a C. Does it start with a C? Shoot, I don't remember. She's in a bunch of shit, but, fuck, what was that show she was, I love the show. It just came out on HBO. It's in Brookline. Fuck. Or it's staged in Brookline. Scenes from a Marriage. Yeah, her. Redhead. Yeah, she was there. This younger actress was there, and I'd never seen her in anything, but she's in a movie where, like, she's a hearing child of 2 deaf parents or something. I never saw it. There was somebody else. Who was that other person? Fuck. It was Kristen? Somebody. Jessica. Kate. Kirsten. And this younger actress whose name I don't remember. Who's the other person? Oh, Tessa Thompson? Is that her name? I think it is. Oh my god, I love her and everything she does. She's so lovely. She's so beautiful. She's so talented. She's just like, everything I see her in, I'm amazed. I'm never knowing that she's gonna be there, and then she is, and I'm like, you're just so good at what you do. Anyway. Kristen Stewart. I saw her in this, and they were talking about Spencer, and like, I had no idea that she was going to play Princess Diana. I saw like a tweet recently that was like, Princess Diana's chef said that her performance was probably the closest that has ever been to like the real Diana. And I thought that they were talking about The Crown. Like, I didn't really read the thing very much. Anyway, it was really beautiful. It was a really beautiful movie. I felt a lot of emotions. I'm about to cry. Yeah, it was just, God, that was so, it's like her performance was, I love Kristen Stewart. I just do. I love her, but I'm not gonna watch Charlie's Angels. Like, I don't know, I'm so annoying and like arrogant in that way where like I don't want to watch shit that I know was made to just make money and that's it. Like, not, you know, like I'm like Disney doing all of those remakes of all of those movies. Like, I don't care to see them because I know they're not good. They're just there to make money off of your nostalgia. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, like, a lot of people will go to theaters and pay to see it because of the nostalgia factor. And Disney doesn't have to make it good. Disney doesn't even have to go to a real place to make it. They can just put everything in front of a green screen or green room or whatever the fuck it is, and they can do that. And then I hate it so much. Like, I'm not a fan of what Disney's doing, like, at all, as far as anything goes. And I started feeling that way when, like, Star Wars came out. Like, once Disney got their hands on Star Wars, it was nothing but Star Wars movies every single year. And I was like, you're just here for the money, that's it. You're just here so people will buy the ticket stubs, whether it's a good movie or not. Like, I watched Force Awakening, and I thought that was good, and I didn't watch any of the others after that, because I didn't really care. I didn't watch Rogue One. I didn't watch that Mandalorian show, and I didn't watch it because it didn't, I don't know, I'm not that big into Star Wars. But that, and when I heard about like Baby Yoda and shit, I was like, he's literally made to be memed. Like, he was made to be a meme so that people would talk about this show. I don't know anything about that show, absolutely not one thing, but I have seen Baby Yoda hundreds of times in 100 different contexts. It's like, the industry is just like making a lot of things that can be memed so that people will talk about it, and I'm just over it. Like, there is a right and wrong way to do it. Like, Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, like, with that music video that they came out with for Smoking Out the Window, like, and when he's like, not to be dramatic, but I want to die, like, that was really funny. And of course, like, that was going to be memed, but that's like, I don't know. I thought that was a good way of doing it. That's the right way of, I don't know. Anyway, I'm full on digressing, but I do really love Kristen Stewart. I think she really is just like such an amazing actress, and I'm so happy. Like, everybody dogs on Bella Swan, like her playing Bella Swan, but like, you dog on her because you think she's so boring in the part, but that's exactly what the part is. Like, Bella Swan just genuinely sucks as a character. Like, she doesn't like music. Bella Swan just doesn't like music. Like, how are you supposed to play that character? And she did it well. Like, she did great. Anyway, I love her as an actor. I love her as a human. And yeah, this movie was beautiful. And it was her performance for sure, but it was also just like, the writing was done really well. I thought the music was really good too, but really it was the writing. I think like the I don't know how to word that. The timing that they chose to go with, like the amount of time over the story, and like just like all that was really, really good. Just that, because that's all you needed to get across like who she was and what she was going through. And yeah, I thought that was done beautifully. And then anyway, like Princess Diana herself, the subject, she I didn't know much about her, and I listened to these podcasts, and I don't remember the name of it, but it was like a part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So like there were 4 episodes from this podcast. I think the podcast was only on Apple Music or Apple whatever the fuck it is, I don't know. That's the first time I ever found out anything about her. And like just listening to this podcast, I fell so in love with her. She was just like, she was described as like this kind of introverted person, and she she lived in an apartment when she was, I guess, going to college. She had roommates and shit. But she just like liked cleaning, and she liked doing the little things. Like, she just loved being like all just the little parts of being a human. She just sounded like such a lovely person. And then she was kind of just thrown into, she really was just kind of thrown into royalty. Like, she was dating and then engaged and then married so fast, and it was so fast that like she couldn't really catch up on what to do. Nobody was really telling her how she was supposed to like act in front of royalty, and I mean like when you're supposed to curtsy and shit. Like, there's so many rules, and she was just kind of thrown into it, and she was so young when it happened. And God, it was just like, I think people can relate a lot now because they've been alone, you know? I mean, that's something that COVID did to us. Like, at some point, you were at home for a good chunk amount of time. And, I don't know, maybe people, I don't know. It hits that much harder, her loneliness, and, her depression, and among other things, and I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, I thought it was just beautiful. So that's what I did today. Since I didn't sleep very much the night before last night, I fell asleep. I fell asleep so early yesterday. I think like at 10:30 I was falling asleep on the couch, and I finally made myself get up around, I don't know, 11? No. I probably started falling asleep like at 9, and then I got out of the couch at like 10. I don't know, it's not important. Yeah, and then I didn't get out of bed until 11:45 today. I was so annoyed. I was like, yeah, I'm going to bed early. That means I'm going to wake up early. And, like, I guess I kind of did. I woke up at 9, and then I shut my eyes, and it was 11:30. And I was like, fuck. All right, then. So really, that's all I did today. I just went and saw this movie. But I found a movie theater that I like. So Yay! And I found a market basket that I like. It's just all wins. All wins all weekend. Huzzah. I also watched The Great, like the entire fucking thing. Well, the entire fucking second season. Jesus, what are you doing? This is a wreck. Jesus. Fuck. Okay. That was a wreck. God, this thing isn't gone yet though. It's disgusting. Like, I feel disgusting. My nose, up until today, had been like all white from the toilet paper that I used to blow out my nose. My bathroom trash can is filled to the fucking brim with toilet paper wads that I used to wipe my nose with. Like, it's like that episode of SpongeBob when he's like, like, you know, with all the diapers and shit. But literally when he opens up the wastebasket and it's just like all the diapers, that's what it is for me. But the toilet paper I used to blow out my brains. It was so nasty. I've literally been applying lotion to my face for like the past 2 days, every like 4 hours. Like, it was looking real ratchet. And my skin kind of feels soft now, which is nice. Jesus. But I'm still hawking up shit and it's nasty. I'm so over it. Anyway, yeah. Go see Spencer. After that, when I got home, somehow YouTube knew what I went and saw, because when I got home, one of the first things that came up was an interview with Kristen Stewart and somebody else. I think the channel is called like Variety, which I subscribe to because I really liked that interview. So I'm gonna watch some more of those. But I watched it, and I guess she's gonna be directing something relatively soon, which makes me really excited. And I didn't know that she had a video, or I didn't know she had a short film in Homemade, that series on, not series, but that thing on Netflix where like people made just like homemade movies like in 2020. And I'd seen a few of them a while back when it first came out, but then I just kind of stopped watching. And anyway, I went back and watched the one directed by Kristen, and it was good. It was about a woman with insomnia in its essence. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's on Netflix. Yeah, I always love movies that touch on sleeping disorders, like in any shape or form, because my mom has a sleeping disorder, and it's just like one of those disorders that nobody thinks can like render you essentially useless. And like it's so harsh to say. I love my mother, but there are points where she truly can't do much of anything, and it's because like, the fuck? It's because like, I don't know, nobody really thinks about it. I don't know if you've ever pulled an all-nighter. I have once in my life, and damn it. And I did it because I had to finish a report, and anyway, I stayed up the whole night. I did the thing. And the next day I went and turned it in. And afterwards I was like, you know what, it's so early today. I don't have my other job. I don't have work for my other 2 jobs, so why don't I go to one of my jobs and get some hours in now so I don't have to come back later this week. So I went, and at this job what I did was there was a mass spec, and so we had a lot of like solid standards and samples that would go through this elemental analyzer, and it would go from there to like the mass spec, and then you get results. And the way that you put samples in there is like you wrap them in these little, like, they look like little cupcake liners, and you have like large, like 5x7 millimeter ones, and then I think they're 5x7. They might have been 4x6, and then 3x5 was the smaller size. And depending on what you were testing, you would use either silver capsules or tin capsules. Anyway, when you're working with isotopes like that, everything is extremely sensitive, like extremely. Everything has to be measured like absolutely precisely. You can't be off by, like, the shit that I would measure out, like for like our curve was, I mean, it had to be exact. It was like 0.05 milligrams. God damn, Elise. And then, like, what were the others? That was the smallest one. I don't know, like 1 milligram, 2.5 milligram, like, I don't know, something. But, like, it all has to be extremely precise, and you have to log it correctly. And then, like, you have to wrap it, but you can't touch it because it's so extremely sensitive. So you have to have, like, gloves on. You have to clean, like, your little metal, like, preparing thing with acetone, and then nothing can touch it, absolutely nothing. And yeah, you have gloves, and then you have to use these forceps that are also cleaned. And you have to, like, hold these, and you have to use everything. So you have a little shovel, and you measure out the shit, and then you write that down, and then you have to, like, with your little cupcake light, you have to, like, close it with the forceps, and then you have to, like, fold it over, and then you have to make sure it's closed, and it can't be too tight, and it can't be too loose. If it's either of those things, it won't combust properly, or something will get stuck. And anyway, it's old. Why did I start talking? Oh, okay. So I was going to this job, and so it's very much, you're just, like, looking down. It's very monotonous work, and this is when I started really listening to podcasts. I listened to a bunch of crash course shit. I went through all of world history. I don't remember any of it. I should probably do that again. But I sat down, and 10 minutes into it, it hit me. And I, for the life of me, could not keep my eyes open. I remember, like, sitting there thinking, just make it through 2 hours, at least make it worth your while. I literally, like, in the moments that I was thinking that, like, Elise, just stay awake, just keep your eyes open for the next, like, I was literally like, okay, maybe just, like, 5 more minutes, just keep your eyes open for 5 more minutes, or just finish this row, just finish this, blah, blah, blah. In the moments that I was thinking that to myself, I was like that, like, it was awful. I couldn't stay. I was maybe there for 40 minutes, maybe. I couldn't do it. And so that was me being awake. Like, let's see, if I went to bed, like, if I got up maybe 8 in the morning the previous day and then I didn't go to sleep, then that's 24 hours. So maybe I was awake for maybe 28 hours straight. And I was gone. Like, I was useless. I was completely and entirely useless. People, so my mom has narcolepsy. People who have narcolepsy, doctors will say that it's, like, the equivalent of being up for 72 hours straight. Which, like, fuck it, like, what I had, that wasn't even half of what, that was closer to a third of how long. And, like, when you're like that, like, your memory is gone. You can't hold on to anything. Your motor functions are also dwindling. Like, it's this whole thing. It's very serious, and nobody really ever thinks about it that way. Like, when I was first telling people, like, yeah, my mom has a sleeping disorder, she has narcolepsy, people were like, oh, so she just falls asleep randomly? And it's like, no, not really. It's more like she's fighting sleep constantly all the time. And the medicine for this disorder is fucking bonkers. It's fucking atrocious, and it doesn't always work for everybody. Like, the medicine that, God, and then it's so fucking expensive too. I remember I was in, like, high school, and my mom was taking this medicine. I was like, hey, you seem good, like, you seem normal. And she's like, yeah, she got off of it because, I don't know, something happened. Now you're raising a whole fucking family. It's very difficult to keep up exactly with this, or something happened. This medicine was something like $900, like, per fill. So if she, you know, something happens, she can't take her medicine, she can't go to work, she can't pay for it. It's this whole fucking vicious cycle. So she stopped taking it because it was so fucking expensive. And then like insurance companies don't want to cover it because they're like, huh, what, you can't stay awake, you can't sleep? No, you're not getting our money. God, it's such a and then people who have narcolepsy still have to go to fucking doctor's appointments and wait in waiting rooms. So like, you know, my mom's supposed to take a nap like every 3 hours or so. So, you know, you have to like get yourself dressed and then drive yourself to the doctor's office, and then you're sitting in a cold waiting room and you're just like falling asleep because you're bored. Like anyone normal, I fall asleep in the fucking office. It's so boring. And then you're like whisked away to the doctor's room where you have to wait an unknown amount of time to see a doctor. By the time the doctor sees you, or by the time you're seen, like you forget what you're supposed to talk about. Like that happens to my mom constantly, where she's like, I want to go over this and that, and then the whole system is just fucked. And I hate it so much. I was going to say something kind of important. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I was talking about Kristen Stewart. Anyway, I truly love it when sleeping disorders of any kind are mentioned in cinema, because nobody really understands it. And so, like, I liked this presentation of Insomnia because you just feel sort of delirious and weird and in a very strange sleep state. And, yeah. I can't wait till the day that I get to 69 and you're here with me when I level up to that. I might not ever play again after I hit 69. I'm such a liar. Okay, goodbye.